Took me away from you, mama. Yeah, yeah. Long before I was born. It took me away from you, mama. Yeah, yeah. Long before I came on, yeah, yeah. And I said, mama, Africa. How are you doing, my sweet mama? Yeah, yeah. Mama, Africa. Long, 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 long time. Did not see you. There's so many things about you. And I'm wondering where you are. I'm trying their best to hide you. Come on, but searching I found you. Mama, Africa.
Well then, I grade. We need ya, hey. I need some herb in my brain, so bring the medication for my brain, to heal the whole of the nation from the pain, and break up all the circles and the chains. I need some meditation in my brain, so bring the medication for my brain, to heal the whole of the nation from the pain, break up all the circles and the chain. Hey, no, this could never be no man killer. Good for my head, so me call it as the man killer. When me ill, you know me never need a painkiller. It's quite exciting, me call it as the man chiller. Give me good man, so me not think illa. What a inspiration, fit on a sound killer. Fit the pagan, me spark it like a 9 miller. Fi fight the liquor and the coke, ganja and the pillar. That's why me need some herb in my brain. So bring the medication for my brain, to heal the whole of the nation.
As a young guy growing up in Africa, I mean, we grew up listening to Bob Marley every single day. I mean, the country Jamaica, anyone from Ghana or from Africa or anywhere in the world, when you hear Jamaica, the first thing that comes into your mind is Bob Marley. But when I entered this country, I saw the 5 or 6 national heroes, and I was looking for Bob Marley. I couldn't find Bob Marley. I was so heartbroken that why is a legend like this not part of the national heroes or not celebrated as a national hero? I know there's a Bob Marley museum and all of that, but I think if you arrive at the airport, the national heroes, you need to see Bob Marley.
I agree with you completely, and I agree with you so much so that I've been the only member of parliament to have moved a resolution in parliament to make him a national hero, which I did on April 5th. 2022. So if you look online, you will see me standing in Parliament, moving a motion and giving the reasons why I believe he should be a national hero for our country, because he has done so much for so many different people. Won peace awards based on 500 million Africans in Africa and helping to liberate so many countries in Africa through his music and standing up as being a resilient freedom fighter for so many black people around the world and so many Africans around the world. The fact that One Love is translated into almost every single language around the world, and his Exodus album was basically the album of the century. There's so many reasons geopolitically, socioculturally, socioeconomically why Bob Marley should be made a hero of Jamaica. And even 40 years after his death, his legacy still lives on. The fact that you, as a young person who could be my son, is talking about Bob Marley and the impact that he's made on your life so many generations after should signal to governments and leaders in this country that he is what the world needs, even today, as people seek to move from confrontation to reconciliation. There's so much more peace that is needed, and not peace in terms of passive peace, but Bob Marley was an activist in terms of human rights. He was an activist in terms of your own destiny. He was an activist in being a vanguard for the treatment of people and better treatment of people. And he did it peacefully. You know, he did it not with violence, but he made you think about how to better your lives. And I think his lyrics should be taught in universities in a way that people understand how to move in a direction that brings forth progress, and that is who Bob Marley is. And even today, I mean, today is a global premiere of One Love, and I actually reposted the fact that I asked for him to be a national hero, and I will not stop until Jamaicans globally and nationally and people, there's a call to action globally to make that happen.
But why do you think
he hasn't been made a national hero? It's because of years of colonial instruction, I think, on the Jamaican psyche in terms of our own Victorian period of what is morality. The fact that a man probably have more than one baby mother is frowned upon by some people. And they can't see past that. They can't see the fact that him smoke herb and him probably have locks. But that is who we are. It's a part of our identity. The fact that you have Marcus Garvey as a national hero and a lot of Rastafari uses Marcus Garvey teachings should tell you that the fact that this man spoke about unite race and a number of things and emancipate yourself from mental slavery, those were teachings of Marcus Garvey. Yeah. He's a national hero. Why Bob can't be one?
I think Bob Marley was a prophet. If you listen to some things that he said in those days and it's happening today, I'm like, and he's from
So they're
Jamaica.
flying in their spaceships?
I feel like he was way ahead. Because if you check, like, he was so young, like 36 years old when he passed on, and look at the things that he was able to come up with. I think it's about time.
Greetings again, brothers and sisters and cousins of the other races who support our struggle for economic equality with the other races. Welcome to another episode of the Black Economic Network channel. This segment is about the Rastafari movement and the great help they have been to uplift the Afrikan race. In an earlier episode and in some other episodes, I mentioned the role of the African Americans in a special and important role in upliftment of the entire race. And I am now mentioning the Rastafari movement that I have, in a sense, grown up with and know more about since I was a boy in Jamaica in the 60s and 70s. There was a group of Rastas living in our district in a camp, in what they called their camp, in the district where I grew up in Jamaica. And from a
being a boy and seeing them, and the group included one or two Rastas from our district, and their denomination, because of course the Rastas have different denominations like most religious groups, and their denomination believed in Rastafari living on Mount Zion as their God, and they regarded Haile Selassie as an important figure and prophet, but they did not regard him as a god. Now, the Rastas in my district, and also later going to town and living in Kingston and studying, going to school, colleges, and university, and so on, I saw and knew about the persecution that they went through, especially in the 60s and 70s. And the persecution was mainly because of their culture, because from even before Black Power in the 70s, they used to say that they believe that black is beautiful, coming from Marcus Garvey and the Garvey movement. And they were persecuted because of how they look and their locks and all of that, to the point that as a boy, whenever they hear a police jeep, police used to drive in Land Rovers, and the tires used to make a special sound on the road, and when they're coming, you would see Rastas hide away, because sometimes the police would stop them, grab them, harass them, cut off their locks with a knife, and of course they would search them, and in some cases even put ganja on them and beat them up and all kind of things, because the police, of course, were the agents, the main agents on the front line of the colonial powers. And even after so-called independence, because Jamaica is still not independent, Jamaica is still a British colony, and the other major Caribbean countries like Trinidad and Barbados and Guyana, they are independent and republics, but not Jamaica. So their religion also, where they were talking about being black and worshiping a black god and all of that stuff, was against the Christian religion, which everything was white, everything good was white, and everything bad was black. There was the white God in the sky, and the white Jesus, and the white angels, and everything. So, because of their belief in the African race and the beauty of being black and African and so on, oh, they suffered a lot. I saw it as a boy growing up. Ordinary people in the district also, of course, discriminated against them, and some of them literally hated them because they were not among the things. The religion was the main thing, because we accepted the religion that the slave masters taught us, taught our foreparents and our parents and down the line. Christianity, that was the religion. Anything against it, they were harsh against it. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your contacts. Thank you.
In today's video, we're going to be meeting a young Nigerian man who manufactures tractors and agricultural equipment.
Part of the agricultural activities is still done manually, and when we compare Nigeria and other countries, the system of agriculture is left behind.
Today, we're in Jos, Nigeria to meet a true innovator in agricultural technology. Meet Jerry Malu, a visionary engineer changing farming with a homegrown solution.
I grew up in a farming society. I was always on the farm. So I always thought about mechanized systems that could hasten the work I was doing. I kept thinking of a machine that would help me do it in 1 week. So just building on that from a child and coming up to seeing the need for the agricultural machineries was why we bettered Benny Agro.
From concept to creation, he's empowering local farmers and transforming the agricultural landscape. Stay tuned as we uncover his journey, the challenges he faced, and the future he's building for Nigerian agriculture. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more inspiring stories from this channel. Hey, what's up guys, it's Simon Armefimus here again and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here again with Mr. Jerry Malu, who is the CEO of Benny Agro. We interviewed him in our last video and he spoke about his new model of vehicle, which was Benny Stardom, and today we're here to talk about his agro machines. It's nice to meet you again.
Nice meeting you again.
So what inspired you to start building agro machine?
So basically a good part of the inspiration comes from the fact that part of the agricultural activities is still done manually, and we see it as an opportunity for us to put our values into place. And when we compare Nigeria and other countries, the system of agriculture is left behind. A lot of the activities is still done manually. It's just seeing how we could solve those problems by the skills that we have in place. And I think for me as a person, the inspiration came a lot when growing up. I grew up in a farming society. I loved cars and I needed more time to study cars, but I was always on the farm. So I always thought about mechanized systems that could hasten the work I was doing. If I had 3 weeks to finish the work, I kept thinking of a machine that would help me do it in 1 week. So I have the rest of the 2 weeks to study about automotives and the rest. So just building on that from a child and coming up to seeing the need for the agricultural machineries was why we bettered Benny Agro. We've been designing machines since then.
So Benny Agro started before other subsidiaries?
Automobile was the first, but due to the high need of finance for the automobile, we had to put it on a halt and solve problems so that in turn, if we now are financially stable, then look back to automobile. But basically automobile was first before agro. Yeah, and agro became the mother of them all.
Okay, can you tell us about the first machine you created? How did it feel like?
So the first machine I did was a maize thresher. I had sketches, I had ideas of how I could do that, but I didn't have access to finance to produce it. So it was a difficult one. This is like 13 years ago.
13 years ago?
Yeah, 13 years ago. My dad worked in another local government, so someone came and gave me some monies to keep for him, and he was going to return in 3 days time. So I gambled using the money.
You gambled the money you were
supposed to I think it was about 45,000.
Wow.
So I ran to someone selling metals. I made deposit. I went to another man that had a workshop. I made deposit. I told him I want to fabricate a machine. I will use your tools, your equipment, and I'll pay your balance at the end of the day. So I got the machines. I'll tell him bend it this way, cut it this way, weld it this way. I didn't even know how to weld. And as he was doing, I was assisting. I was holding the handle. I was welding. I basically never learned welding like that. So I was doing it gradually. And the second day, I was done with the machine. So I took the machine back home. And my dad normally paid people to thresh maize manually. Paid them about 200,000.
Wow.
So in my opinion, that 45,000 was just a fraction of the money he was going to spend.
Yes, was not even up to half of it.
Yeah. So on finishing the machine, I went home and started threshing the maize instantly. So as he came back on his return the third day, he saw me threshing the maize. Where did you get this machine from? I made it. They gave me this money to give you, and this is the money I used for here. He was mad, he was angry, but I was threshing the maize already. And the third day I had finished the maize.
Wow. So
I had finished threshing. So basically I've saved him like 150. Please don't try this. Yours may not end like
that. Was a lot of risk.
That was a lot of risk, but I'm someone who is propelled by anything worth doing is worth doing.
It's worth doing.
Regardless of odds being against you. So I pushed, and before I knew, I was using the thresher to thresh other people's maize, our neighbors, other farmers. And in less than a month, I think I had recouped the money times 10 or so Then I left it for one of my cousins to be doing commercial service with. I recouped the money a lot from that machine, and I now had farmers making deposit to get theirs made for them.
That was after you did that first model.
After I did mine, I threshed for so many farmers. They saw the workability, they saw how fast the machine was, they saw the durability.
So why not go for an easier method?
So they started paying me to make for them instead of them paying for services. So I made for the second person, and then I had one man come and tell me that he knows so many farmers that want the thresher, but he wants commission percentage from every customer that he brings, every farmer that he brings. I said, why not? And we negotiated. And before I know, I was making the 10th one, the 11th one, and I could no longer do the work alone. So I needed more hands to join me in making them. I had the second person, the third person, and before I knew, we were more than 5 making this thresher.
We're building Benny Agro like that.
Yeah, gradually. Then I didn't even know anything company registration. I was just doing it because I needed to solve problems.
I am going to continue reading from the BBG, the Black Business Guide, as I did in some previous episodes. And I'm reading as before for the benefit of people who are watching the video on cell phones. In this chapter, and this is chapter 5. Sorry, no, chapter 2, lesson 1. In this chapter, I will introduce what I consider to be the main problems that prevent us from planting and growing a bigger share of profitable businesses in relation to our proportion of the population of most countries in which we live. I will also suggest some solutions to these problems. But first, I will briefly explain the reason why it is so important for us to own more business ventures. Lesson 1. Importance of economic goals in life. Long-term happiness is the major goal in the life of most humans. People make various sacrifices every day with the hope that this will contribute directly or indirectly to their happiness sometime in the future. It is possible for a person to develop a successful attitude and ways of improving one's happiness. Of course, this does not mean that the person will succeed at everything and will always be happy, but there are mental ways of increasing success and happiness in most human activities. Financial independence is the main way for people to secure long-term happiness or contentment. You can substitute contentment, for happiness in most cases.
woman and you've been searching for small business ideas that appeal specifically to us, then this is the video for you. If you're new here, hi, I'm Vanessa, and on this channel we talk all things small business ideas, side hustle ideas, making money, building wealth as a woman. And today, girl, I have not 5, not even 7, but 10 small business ideas for you. And no, we're not going to be talking about bundles. We're not going to be talking about lashes. None of the really played out business ideas. These are business ideas that appeal specifically to us, and literally any woman can start any of these business ideas with barely any capital. And the best part is that many of these business ideas can be done from home. And if you miss everything else in this video, make sure you don't miss number 3 and number 9, because those two, they make the most money. They're the easiest to start, and I have the tea on how to get started. So if you're really here for the small business ideas and the side hustle ideas, go ahead and hit the like button because it lets me know that this is the kind of content that you like. Now, girl, let's get into it. Number 1. Girl, when I saw this one, I was so shocked. I went down a rabbit hole only to find that a lot of people are becoming 6-figure, 7-figure business owners simply by creating and selling something called cash stuff in envelopes.
My name is Jasmine Taylor. I'm 31 from Amarillo, Texas, and my business brought in over $800,000 last year.
Girl, did you hear that? Number 2. Number 2 is to create and sell t-shirts for little girls. Now, you and I know that the t-shirt business is a little bit played out, but that's just for adults. Moms care about what they're putting on their children. If you're able to create shirts that have text that are empowering, especially for maybe little girls, for example, little black girls, if you have something like your hair is beautiful or you are a queen and your skin is popping, moms usually get excited about brands like that. And you can position yourself in the marketplace, get on Canva, design your own shirts, and start empowering young girls while also getting to the big bag. Number 3. There's a reason why I told you to wait until number 3, okay? Because this small business idea is very, very accessible to literally any woman anywhere in the world. Here's the secret. You want to find products that sell all year round to any kind of person. For example, look at this product. It has sold over 58,000 pieces. And the person who created this has generated over $585,000 from an Etsy store. Now, I know you might be watching this and you might think, okay, good for her, but how do I find the right pieces? How do I position myself? I don't know where to start. Girl, I got you. The person I learned from by taking her class about Etsy has a class on Skillshare, who've been kind enough to sponsor this video. Skillshare is an amazing platform with thousands of incredible teachers who have done what it is that you are trying to do. From launching an Etsy store to editing videos to starting a YouTube channel, it's all on Skillshare. This class by Tiffany Emery will teach you everything you need to know about setting up an Etsy store for success. Tiffany runs $1 million Etsy store, so if there's anybody to learn from, it's her. Number 4 is something called retail arbitrage. And don't click out, I'm gonna break it down for you, okay? So basically, what that simply means is you wanna find an item that's sold for different prices in different places. So for example, something could be sold for $10 at Walmart, $40 on Amazon. And that's why there are a lot of Amazon-based businesses that make so much money simply by doing this. You don't have to manufacture the product, don't have to have a warehouse. You can literally run a business like this from home by simply finding items that are sold for different prices, different places. And so you set up your own company, your own business, and you have a storefront on a platform like Amazon, for example, or any platform that already has a marketplace. Then you go shopping for this item at stores that sell it for cheaper, and you just sell it for higher on your own online store. Number 5. Number 5 is a business idea that I found out about because my homegirl is getting married. And weddings stay giving me ideas because these wedding people are making so much money. Did you know that brides pay up to $85 for wedding planner books? And a wedding planner is simply a low content book. Like, it's a book that just has few lines. You can go onto ChatGPT and ask it what you should put in a wedding planning book, and go onto a website like Blur, create a wedding planning book, and have it up for sale online in less than a week. And people, brides who are pulling their hair out because they really want to get this wedding right, would pay you good money for your wedding planners. If you've been enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want me to make
Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your contacts. Thank you.